for a spot in Frisco. We are underway in Fargo. And here's Woods from the 2. With a cut and a crease and spun down cross him in the backfield on first down. Only loss of the season for South Dakota State came right here in the Dome on October 9th.
Physical.
Irvin went in motion, and the handoff goes to Johnson. Leading receiver Wilde went in motion. 3rd down and 8. Gronowski wants to fire deep, and it's incomplete. Hunter Dustman on the field. He'll handle kickoff duties, punting duties, and serve as the starting place kicker. Booms it to Jackson Williams. Coverage on point. Williams spins free for a moment.
Got the win earlier. They're trying to get it again.
TK Marshall gets the start at running back. Miller will look his direction into the flats. Marshall has a first down, a little bit more. Still on his feet. And upended near the 40. The missed tackle by Durant.
Durant missed the tackle, but I want to have your eyes on Kobe Humphrey, number 22. He's a corner, but his eyes are inside, so he gives up that edge. He's looking so far inside at the quarter.
Continues to battle a toe injury. We will see him on the field today, as well as Parika Pinu. But it's Marshall, the senior, who got the start over the left edge.
Expect 2 different styles of play.
Missouri Valley Football Conference Coach of the Year. Into the flat. Year number 1. 27 victories in totality. Miller goes deep, and it's going to be hauled
In this game, and this is the first one. Get used to many more. Bryce Lance is one-on-one against Kobe Humphrey.
Message from the NFL quarterback with the Cowboys before every game. Miller surveys to the perimeter off the pump fake. Almost 50 yards, including that long pass to Lance. Off the toss, flank, Cam Miller, a senior from Iowa. And the play clock winding down quickly. Miller wants to throw it to the end zone for the younger brother of Trey Lance. He's not a quarterback, he's a wide receiver, and he's a dynamic one at that.
The best receiver on the field.
How about the early first quarter hit for me since the first meeting on October 19th against the Jackrabbits? Woods watches that sail over his. Coach Olson told us this week, we're better when we start on defense. We bring the juice. They brought it thus far. Ground at times as well. Empty backfield. Gronowski on cue. Stacked up at the 29. What can he dial up here? This veteran group led by Mark Gronowski at quarterback. 3rd down and 6. Pocket collapses. Crossing route is there. Griffin Wilde's got the first down. And still on his feet on the field for the first time, as is Chase Mason, who faked it to Gronowski. Win against Incarnate Word. Gronowski receives the snap, and Voorhees off today. Let's see what happens on 3rd, an unbalanced formation. And Gronowski straight ahead picks up the hand. He's a big dude. Of course, I do that with most quarterbacks.
I didn't want to say it this early, but.
Play action. Gronowski wide open. Pass is caught. Ogroski inside. Picks up the first, a freshman.
A freshman, but he's playing like a phenom. Look at the offensive line. Look at the protection. There's so much time for Mark Gronowski, and so one thing when he decides to pass it.
Quite a response for the Jackrabbits. Trailing by a touchdown. Lamar Johnson. Packed Fargo Dome. Johnson again towards the goal line.
Collapsing.
Kevin Brenner, a little push. Gronowski is in. 13-9 on October 19th. Got 14 on the board. He's already won 2 national titles. Short kickoff received by Marshall, stepping out. And he was doing it with Tim Tebow in the house as well. Marty Brown straight ahead.
Tell that he knows that it's bigger than just football, and a lot of that has to do with family.
It does. He's been battling through a variety of injuries. That pass broken up. He's not the biggest linebacker you're going to see, but he packs a punch. Third down, and here goes Miller. Looking for the line to gain, and he did.
By Tilford, but now they're going for it.
On the NDSU side of the field, movement up front, and BU deep down the field in coverage, and then forcing the false start by Zabel at left tackle. And Steindorf's punt whistle. They are not playing indoors in Bozeman today. Lamar Johnson.
They're settling in to the defensive structure.
Gronowski will keep it. Tried to explode out of that cut. The best
training camp and off-season work, and now all of a sudden this is when it matters most.
Play action, Gronowski. Tried to send it underneath to him. Been there and done that against this ferocious Bison defense. Johnson, the handoff, a crease and a punishing finish. That last one picked up 11. Johnson steps off. Angel Johnson now steps in, his roommate, and contact on the as a receiver. Straight ahead, Voorhees. Second and 4, 15 minutes in. Winner goes to Frisco to compete for a national championship on January 6th. Gronowski dives. Matchup retains it. And the stakes even higher in this matchup with a spot in the national championship. He'll fake it to Woods. Woods will get it on the swing and corrals the high toss. Dancing. Kirby Voorhees, the running back. Jackrabbits on the move in NDSU territory again. Search of their first lead of the game. Voorhees tripped up. He's third and goal. Empty backfield. Gronowski wants to run it again. Over the right side, and he stopped just short by Logan. And it's Gronowski again. He does not need assistance. He'll pick up the first easily. Sarah played softball at Butler for 4 seasons. And they are taking in the action this afternoon. Johnson's able to buzz through. Lamar Johnson off and running to the end zone. Dustman on the field for the PAT.
Lamar Johnson is extremely disciplined. He needs to get in trouble for this run, because what he did was not okay. You're stiff-arming guys in the hole. You're running people over. They want to throw the ball more. So now, with the score being what it is, Cam Miller has an opportunity to prove it.
Jackrabbits with 100 yards rushing already. TK Marshall wants to bring it out, and he will. Marshall stopped well short.
Decade plus, it was North Dakota State. Last 2 years, been the other team.
Bison will try to go 86 yards to tie it up.
It's like Bryce Lance. So I get it. QB, you want to run it? No, I want you to throw it if you want to win.
He picked up 7 yards there. Not too shabby. On the run again. That's a first down. Bach the tackle. So Bach, high school teammates with Cam Miller, makes the tackle. They were all
puberty and things are happening in high school, so they may not be close.
I didn't have that on my bingo card today, but it works.
You didn't go through puberty in high school?
I did, but I was interesting. And a curious start here. 3 straight runs for NDSU. Make it 4. Scrimmage already. The Nebraska native Caleb Franchel. 3rd and 6. Miller. Guess what? He's going to run it. He'll have the first down. Cross out on the ground for the game for Cam Miller. Marty Brown. Jerry Rice knowing what could be at stake. The rivals coming to town. Second down in the flats.
And this North Dakota State team wants to win. They got to go out to the suburbs to get their W. Bryce Lance, they have advantages there.
7 in the box. Here comes Bach with a pressure. Miller sensing it, down he goes. A loss of 8 and a drive killer.
We talk about what happens in the trenches. You're going to see Claiborne win on the inside. He's going to cover it early. He was open late. They're going to go back to that play later on.
He's already made a couple of big plays, including the touchdown. Tucker Large going to return the punt and stumbles.
Let's go before we leave, man.
It literally was an inch with the final throw of the rock. Chase Mason carry the first step on the ice. Gronowski, the quarterback, and the ball pops out. Recovered by out of bounds. LaShaka Ropes, number 56.
Cody Heisman plays big in big-time moments. In their last matchup, Cody Heisman blocked an extra point. He also was a critical factor when it comes to this rivalry. And so Cody Heisman on the inside.
Bounds on the dive.
Well, it's something that you actually practice. Every single week you work on fumble recovery drills.
Easier said than done. Into the flats. It's Lance, and that's a... It's an old school slugfest in Fargo. Penu straight ahead. On first in year number 1 is the head coach in Fargo. Of course, a former assistant under the great Craig Bowl. Marty Brown with an opening. Brown remains in at running back. Bison can get a first down without scoring a touchdown. They need 2 yards here. It's Brown straight ahead.
The sub.
Brown has 14 touchdowns this season. Cam Miller's going to keep it. All he has to do is cross the Bison. Miller under center. Brown gets another touch, and he's going to be stopped.
Getting stops to build your confidence.
5 straight runs after the pass, after the turnover. Cam Miller straight ahead again to the edge of the easy score. It wasn't necessarily ugly, but it was physical. And the veteran Cam Miller.
It's still cold.
It is a little chilly. Mar Johnson on the screen. I don't think so. For the time being. Late give to Johnson, weaving his way ahead. New set of downs. Good field position. He's got time, and across the middle, pass is caught. Great. Clock stop for a moment, change or reset. Here comes Gronowski again. On the move. Fires that. Second down, Gronowski off the pump fake and
within that zone.
And he's gotten the time these last 2 tosses. Voorhees bottled up. They have lost
as a high draft pick.
After the timeout, Gronowski launching. Wilde in the area. On 3rd down. Gronowski wants to run with it, and he will not. Victory formation. No Hail Mary after the timeout. And win 11 of the last 13 national titles at the FCS level. And the Bison set to receive the football first. Gives us a moment to
find right.
And the former South Dakota State linebacker certainly makes sense. Cam Miller on first down. Just for 1 snap. 2nd and 1, Penu. A running back. Miller wide open. First down and a lot more. Chris
that. It's empty formation, meaning if you're an inside linebacker, you're thinking, okay, I have to be a little bit tighter in my drops. You see in the...
And you wonder when Cam Miller wants to find his good buddy Bryce Lance on a deep ball at some point on this drive. Miller on the ground again.
To get back to that downfield passing attack.
You saw Landry. Lance with 3 catches, 62 yards, and a touchdown. Nelson's back on the field and on this afternoon. 3rd down and 9. Miller off the back foot, launching. Incomplete.
To me, means everything. He even had a 4th down player who made a critical play. And so sometimes owning your role means more than trying to make every single splash play.
Caden Steindorf hits it in that coffin corner. Karen
said it's their success. But he said in some ways that's created what we are. So it's this rivalry brewing.
Gronowski hands it off late. And Amar Johnson is going to lose a couple.
He's out the best. That's what we heard from Jimmy Rogers.
Throwback matchup in Fargo. Gronowski on 2nd and long. Against the grain, Wilde's got it. Tried to break free. Jack Rabbit substituted late. Voorhees stopped behind the line.
Do specifically at the linebacker position.
It's a loss of a yard. And Jackson Williams calls for the fair catch.
The heel, man, you got the biceps like that. I'll take it, Popeye syndrome. But you talked about it, not just the first quarter, the first series tears the tendon, but makes the game-winning play.
He's got 6 tackles to lead the Bison defense so far.
Coming, being part of the coaching staff when he's done playing. He's extremely cerebral as a football player.
On second down, Miller lofts one, incomplete. Makai Collins need 9 yards here. Under 10 to go in the third. Miller escapes again. Off the pump fake again. Dragged down to the 25.
Spalding, Adam Bach, the 2 inside linebackers are playing zone, but they know their opponent. They have their eyes, yes, in their zone, but also on the quarterback. They know he loves to run it. They know he's probably stays in his zone, but understands the assignment.
Caden Steindorf, a wobbler. The fair catch made.
For Ohio State. What will Lathan Ransom and Caleb Downs do, the safeties? That's what I'm excited about in that one.
Ryan Day wants to get that first round win the worst way. Off of play action, Gronowski. Eyes and balls tonight on ABC and ESPN. On second down, Gronowski guns one across the middle. And Chase Mason back on the field along with Gronowski. Mason will keep it. And since there, I'm taking off towards the line.
Bingo.
Gronowski retreats. The pump fake. And incomplete, a tough pass. Pressure. Gronowski right up the middle.
Defense has played well, so I wouldn't be mad if you ran a fake right now.
Dustman will kick it away. And Jackson Williams. We have yet to call the name of Vanden Bosch, Caprice, Balloon, Claiborne. Bison firing off the ball with that offensive front.
Fundamentals, techniques, eyes, hands, and feet.
It's turned out to be the game in the noon window here on this Saturday. Postseason games around the country. Goddard, Mason McCormick, Trey Lance, Carson Wentz, Cam Miller. The comeback route is there. And Gold told us yesterday there's an unspoken chemistry between me and Cam Miller. And he has been on a major heater second part of the season. It's called 14 touchdown passes. Hard to stay with him deep down the field. Miller looking long. Takes off again. Cam Miller, it's what he does best today.
Wastes time.
Bison not waiting. Trying to get back to Frisco for the first time in 2 years. Miller again. Long throw to Penu. Came back for it. Spun around. The ball comes out.
Would be critical loss. We're going back to the play. You see the time in the pocket. Great throw by Miller. Kamanye sprinting to the ball.
Eighth play of the possession. Penu driven down through number 97, a redshirt freshman, South Dakota native. First time we've called his name today. Miller across the middle. He came in high and incomplete. And
Bryce Lance, go back to attacking not just the middle of the field, attack the outside. You can win on these corners if you attack them.
Lance at the bottom of the screen. Miller goes the other way into the seam. Nelson.
Depth and forcing a little bit more air under that ball.
Third consecutive possession for the Bison, ending in a punt. Dallas beat him, no fair catch. Stop. Seven in the box. Gronowski, slant pattern, incomplete. Penalty marker flies in. Amar Johnson in the suburbs with the reception. Take away the reception, accept the penalty yardage. 2nd and 5. It'll be 3rd down and at least 6. Tim Polasek. He made sure he was ready and waiting for Taylor for that interview. 3rd and long to begin our final 15 minutes. Gronowski slides. One loss in 38 tries. Only time it happened 2016 against JMU. Dustman sends it to Williams, and a fair catch. Montana State and South Dakota. Second semifinal coming up later today. Here's a reverse. Jackson Williams to the edge. Now first down, he calls it here.
Yeah, and it's great to see just a little bit deeper in the playbook. So one thing that's great about South Dakota State, they love to run to the football. Well, if you run to the football, it's hard to stop reverses because you're running one way and the ball goes the opposite way. And so I want to see Jake Landry get into his bag a little bit. He talked about how conservative he was in the first game and opening the playbook in this one. I think that's what we need to see more of, like we saw in the first quarter in the first series.
I mean, Sam, that has been the run game so far for NDSU. Cam Miller, that reverse. Bryce.
Could be a good.
Jamar Brown in the backfield. Play action. Miller wants it all. He's got a man. And it's caught. Bryce. And don't look now, but the younger brother of Trey Lance is on the season. That ties the very top in the FCS ranks for scoring grabs. Maxwell Woods, late penalty mark.
So the other team has an opportunity.
Lamar Johnson trying to get to the edge. Finally does, and up. Power look, multiple quarterbacks. Mason throws it late, a dangerous pass. It's a race to Gronowski. He unloads. Man-to-man coverage. Weldy turns around. A sophomore this season. On the handoff, Woods. Leads have made it this far. 2 versus 3 today in Fargo. Johnson.
Where the players get to make.
Pressure, it's picked up. Gronowski across the middle. Gronowski across the middle again. A first down, Lamar Johnson. Nobody home, still on his feet.
Finds his running back out of the backfield. That's him. Lamar Johnson in the backfield. The pressure comes, but sometimes when you bring pressure, you forget to guard him. If you're blitzing, you have to eat up the running back days.
It was a stacked eye for a minute. Gronowski looking in zone, front pylon, Wilde. Demi Alfaro perhaps got away with one. Gronowski plows ahead across the 15. Has converted on 3rd and 8 and 3rd and 10 on this drive so far. He needs 8 more here. Towards the end zone, pass is caught, in for the touchdown.
Graham Goring's a former walk-on, but I want to talk about the guy who's behind center. Mark Gronowski in the...
Only missed 1 extra point this season. More than 65 tries. Corey Bonatoni reporting live from Bozeman, where the sun appears to be out, and perhaps weather not an enormous factor in that second semi.
National champion has to go through one of these two.
The Fargo crowd quiets down. The Bison have it on offense. Now they're on their feet for Cam Miller. Racing ahead. Bitter rivals today. Rika Pinu trying to make something plus the extra 15 on the penalty. Approaching 100 yards on the ground today. He'll call his own number again. He needs 2 more here. He'll hand it off straight ahead. And Jamar Brown. Miller keeps it, flings it, end zone. Tapped away at the last minute, nearly picked off.
That was a play. And Colton Tilford's the backside safety. Miller's eyes, came to Miller's eyes.
Low, he wanted a penalty, didn't get the call. So after all of that, it's 2nd and 10. Pinu, there's a big play on the ground by to the 4th quarter, and here we are. Marshall checks in, Pinu over the left side.
Who's going to win?
It's not a video game. Survival of the fittest. Fatigue plays a role. Marshall, the running back. Miller flings it, lands. A one of Trey continues that incredible legacy here for the Bison. In his junior campaign, and 3 this afternoon in this FCS semifinal. Mark. Gronowski will keep it. Barrels straight ahead of the... Gronowski again, thought about checking it down, finally does. Lamar Johnson is going to gain a yard, and that's it.
If it is, could be a different story.
Pressure through the A gap. Gronowski runs right around it, pushing the pile. And let's see how. Here's Johnson, tracked down from behind. Johnson, after the timeout, race. They've won the last 2 national titles. In search of the three-peat, and Gronowski under center. Bullies could not be any higher. Gronowski, sense of urgency. Lamar Johnson.
And he grabs Cody Heisman. Cody Heisman with the spin move.
1st and 25 instead of 2nd and 3, and incomplete. And Gronowski at times on the ground. 2nd down, underneath. The tight end, Braden Gannon, his 3rd. Utilizing tempo, Gronowski lofts one deep. Goring, incomplete. Jackrabbits gotta have it. Gronowski bottled up, driven backwards and sacked.
Jackson Dutenheffer embodies the team. He's on the inside. You're going to see ropes come in on a game, but it's not him. It's Dutenheffer from the inside. Battles. And I get it. This game is won. But